Hello, you're here with Miss Libby Rose, and today we're going to be making a little pencil case with a velcro enclosure. So what you will need for this project is two fat quarter pieces cut into a square and a rectangular square. So the measurements for those are 22 by 22 and 16 by 22 centimeters. So get those cut out. Now I've just used two fat quarter pieces, so I've got one cut out from there, different one inside, different one for the front here, and then a different one inside here. So you can get all of those pieces out of two fat quarter pieces. So get those cut out. You will need some velcro, 20mm wide or 2 centimeter wide, cut into 20 centimeters. So you just need 20 centimeters of that, and this is 20mm wide or 2 centimeters wide. You'll need sewing thread, scissors, pins, sewing machine, iron, tape measure just to get those measurements correct, and I think that's about all. So you're ready to get cracking when you've got all of those bits together and gathered up. So the first step is to get the velcro on. So we've got our velcro cut into 20 centimeter strips, and I don't think it matters too much whether you've got the soft side on one bit and the hard side on the other. No, I don't think there's any set rules. Maybe there is. My mum might tell me different, but I think that it doesn't matter too much. So we're going to, first of all, if you see on this one that I've already made, see this is showing on the outside. So that piece, so the piece you want showing here, can you see? This piece, we need to put the velcro on. And the piece that you will see when you open up, so the lining piece, and that's the bigger one. So I've got one small, so I take one small and one large. I leave the other two. So the other two are the one that I see on the outside that flaps down and the one that's going to be on the inside here. So I just take these two for now and get the velcro on those. So I've got my right sides showing, and I am going to go from the top, just pulling myself back so you can see me. So from the top of the small one, bring it down at 1.5 centimeters to give yourself enough space for a seam in there. So I'm coming down 1.5 centimeter. And then I've got, so this piece is 22 centimeters wide. So that means I've got a centimeter on either side. So get that equidistant on either side. And I'm down 1.5 from the top. Okay. And then we're going to pin that in place. So pins go up and down. Can you see I've pinned up and down here because it makes it a lot easier to sew around, and you can pull the pins out easier if you've got them vertically. So you've got your velcro horizontal and you've got your pins vertical. Okay, so pop some pins in there, and then same again. So this is 22 by 22, so that's fine, it's a square. So the top, the bit that we're going to see in here, come down 1.5 from the top, and again pin your velcro in place. Then you're going to, and again, so it's 1 centimeter from the side on this side, 1 centimeter from the side on that side. Checking that, and 1.5 down. And then again, I'm putting my pins in up and down. And once your pins are all in, then you're ready to sew around the velcro. Now, if you can get your foot placed nice and close to the edge of the velcro, so as close as you can without coming off the edge of it, so you want to get it nice and tightly secured in there, but at the same time you don't want to go too far in. So you've got enough pins that are going to hold you in place. then you're going to go around the edge. So it's like you're just boxing it in all the way around the Velcro. And now we have our beautiful Velcro wonderfully put all in place. We're going to start putting the pencil case together. So take your two smaller parts, one with Velcro, one without. So this is the lining on the inside and this you'll see on the outside. And I'm going to put them together. So this is the 22 centimeters across the top here. I'm going to lay them with right sides together, Velcro at the top. If you can see, I've got Velcro inside and that one, and the one without Velcro is there. And this is the 22 centimeter line. And we're going to sew a seam across the top here, just giving yourself a 0.5 seam allowance for this one, because we've done 1.5 centimeters from the top, putting the Velcro in. If we take out another 0.5, then we've got a centimeter leeway for when the Velcro closes down to close up the pencil case. So sewing along here, pop your pins in. So pins go in vertically, you're going to be sewing horizontally along there. So pop some pins in and give yourself a 0.5 centimeter seam allowance. Generally that is around about the edge of the foot is normally 0.5, but do check on the markings on your machine. It should give you a little number there, so you see 1 centimeter, or sometimes it's millimeters, so 10 mil, 20 mil, 30 mil. So going along the top, 0.5, about the edge of the foot. So just making sure really that you've got enough leeway for that Velcro, so you're not going over the Velcro at all. 0.5 centimeters, sewing down. I did my backwards and forwards to start and backwards and forwards to finish, and that gives it a nice start and finish. Take my pins out and open up. Okay, so you can see that there's still enough leeway there at the top. It's a good centimetre there. So now I fold it down. So I'm folding down and I'm going to give it a little press. I'm going to press on the side without the Velcro. Don't iron over the Velcro. It's not good practice and it's not very nice on your iron or on the poor Velcro. So I'm ironing on the other side. Bring that closer so you can see. Right, so I'm ironing on the other side, so that's nice and flat. It's just good practice really, so I've got a nice crease across the top there. Okay then, right, so I go back to, this is the one that's already made up. So I can see that I have got, this is on the inside, so that is this piece here. And the piece with the Velcro is on the outside. Now we've got to put these larger pieces in place. So I am going to get the large piece with the Velcro on and pop it with right sides together against this lining side. Okay, so these are essentially both the lining. All right, so they're both the ones that are on the inside, even though you see this one, but they're both the lining. So I'm going to lay that on top. The Velcro is down here. Oops, stuck on there. The Velcro is down here. So in this square, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. The Velcro is not in here, it's down there. It's just flapping off the edge. Okay, so you're just doing this square, but something else. There's always something. Because this is the lining, this is actually the part that you're going to use to turn through. So leave a gap here. Okay, so we're leaving a gap in the middle, about like 5-6 centimeters, enough that you can get your fingers in there and pull it all through at the end. So I'm just pinning around this box, 1, 2, 3, not here, and leaving a gap in there. You can use your tailor's chalk, or what I normally do is put pins in my way. So I'll put pins in there the same way that I'm sewing. So when I get to it, I go, oh, I need to shuffle and get those pins out the way. That's why, because I was meant to leave a gap there. It's always a thing. I find it in classes all the time that leave a gap, oh, I forgot to leave a gap. So It doesn't matter too much if you don't leave it right in the center of the bottom. That's just a rule that I made up. You can leave it on the side, you can leave it anywhere, just as long as you leave it within this box. It's just to turn it through. But I just think it's good practice just setting that rule really to just leave a gap in the bottom. So 1, 2, jump, leave a gap, 1, 2. Okay, so just this square around here. And again, stick to your 0.5 seam allowance, just stick to it with throughout. So I'm just going edge of the foot against the edge of the fabric, going around. When I get to the corner here, I stop, turn the wheel so my needle's in the fabric, lift, turn again. As I'm getting closer to the gap, I'm going to do a little gap backward stitch there as well. You do go over it later, so it doesn't matter if you don't too much, because you'll have to sew it up. That's your last thing, is to sew it up over the edge, so you can tidy it up then. And all the way up to this stitch line again, backwards and forwards, and I'm done. I take these pins out. Now I've done 1, 2, 3, and I've left a gap in the bottom there. And so there's only one more piece. So now this is my outer fabric, and I'm going to do the same process. Okay, so you can see that this is flapping over here. That's fine, good. This piece is going to go on here. All right. No gap this time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Pop your pins in. And going 1, 2, 3 up to that stitch line. Don't go over the stitch line. If you do, take the stitches out using your stitch ripper. Just going backwards, down, again, small seam allowance, 0.5 if you can. Get to the corner, stop, needle in, lift, turn. Coming down, get to the corner again, stop, needle in, lift and turn, and back up. I'm coming up to the stitch line, do my backwards, and that's that three-sided square done. So all that's now remaining is these two flapping open here. You see, that's the only things left. So that's what we'll do. From here, around, around, around. 1, 2, 3. From the stitch line here, around there to there. Okay. You pop your pins in. It's better practice to have your pins in. So do as I say, not as I do. I'm just showing you for quickness, so I haven't popped my pins in, but I do the same for you to do so. Corner, needle in, lift, turn, back down, and I'm back down to the stitch line. Reverse to finish off, threads off. Now, before we're going to turn it all through, so we've done all the stitching part for now, get rid of any loose threads and go to the corners. Right up to the stitch line, cut. Okay, so cut yourself a triangle up to the stitch line, not over it. These are going to give you nice sharp corners when you turn it through. It's very good practice to do so. Now I find that hole, where is it? Here. Find my hole, push, 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 push. The whole thing through. And if you need a helping hand, I often have chopsticks in my kit. That's what I use a lot of to get all my corners out. Don't get into the practice of using your scissors, because you can push through and then straight through your seam, and then that's really upsetting. So pushing all the corners out. Whatever you can find, just a dull instrument, like a chopstick is great. And that's what I just generally have loads in my kit, because we're always pushing things through in classes. So all the way through. Right, then you think, oh gosh, what's happened? So this is all open. What you do is you just get this one, so the one with the hole pushes inside. There it is. Now give that a nice iron. Again, don't iron over the Velcro. Use a pressing cloth. If you need to iron over a bit with the Velcro on, use a pressing cloth or just fold it down. It's okay to iron when you've got something between it, but yeah, just don't iron over it. Take it from me. And voila! Here we are, pencil case. Of course, I'm not going to use mine for pencils. I'm going to use mine for sewing kit as usual. So I can fill mine up with all sorts. So nice and sealed up. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again very soon for some more making. Bye for now.